Let's get something straight, and this is going to upset a lot of people. You cannot make a woman miss you by doing more, not by texting more, not by being nicer, not by explaining your feelings better, and especially not when she's not interested. In fact, the more you try, the more invisible you become, because attraction doesn't respond to effort, it responds to absence with meaning. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men don't want to face. A woman doesn't miss what she already has full access to. She misses what left an imprint and then removed itself. That's the part everyone skips. Most advice online tells you to be confident, be yourself, or communicate better. That advice sounds good. It also keeps men stuck, because missing someone is not emotional, it's psychological. It happens when her nervous system goes from, "I know where he is," to, "Why don't I feel him anymore?" And no, this has nothing to do with manipulation. It has everything to do with leverage and perception. If she's not interested right now, chasing will never flip that switch. It will only confirm that you're always available, and always available men don't get missed. They get managed. Here's the part most men overlook. Even when a woman says she's not interested, she's still evaluating you. Not consciously, instinctively. She's watching how you handle rejection, whether your life collapses without her attention, whether your presence feels optional or irreplaceable. And this is where most men fail. They disappear emotionally, but not energetically. They still lurk, they still watch stories, they still react, they still wait. That doesn't create mystery, that creates background noise. Missing someone requires contrast, silence with weight, distance with direction, withdrawal that feels intentional, not emotional. In this video, I'm going to show you why trying to be remembered actually makes you forgettable. The exact shift that makes a woman start thinking about you when you're gone. How to create absence that triggers curiosity, even if she wasn't interested before. And listen carefully. This is important. This isn't about playing games. Games require effort. This is about removing access so cleanly that her mind fills in the gaps for you. When done right, you don't need to reappear. She feels it. If you've ever wondered why some men walk away quietly and somehow become unforgettable, this video is for you. So if you're tired of being the guy who gives energy and gets indifference, subscribe, because once you understand how missing actually works, you stop chasing interest. You become the reference point. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. Why chasing makes you invisible, the scarcity effect. Let's kill the biggest lie first. You don't make a woman miss you by increasing effort. You make her miss you by becoming scarce with meaning. Psychology calls this the scarcity principle. In a landmark study by Wurchel, Lee, and Adewale, 1975, participants valued cookies significantly more when they were placed in a nearly empty jar versus a full one, even though the cookies were identical. Same product, different availability, different desire. Attraction works the same way. When you over-text, over-initiate, over-explain, and over-accommodate, you remove scarcity. You turn yourself into the full jar. Predictable, accessible, low urgency. And here's the brutal part. A woman cannot miss what she can summon at will. If she knows you'll respond instantly, if she knows you'll wait, if she knows you'll stay emotionally parked, her nervous system relaxes, and relaxed nervous systems don't obsess. Men misunderstand this and think, if I show consistency, she'll feel safe and fall for me. Wrong order. Safety creates comfort. Comfort does not create desire, especially if she's not interested yet. Another study, this one from social psychologist Robert Cialdini, shows that people assign higher value to opportunities that appear limited or at risk of disappearing. Translation: the moment your attention becomes optional instead of guaranteed, your perceived value rises. Now here's where most men sabotage themselves. They try to pull back emotionally, but not energetically. They stop texting, but still watch stories. They go quiet, but still orbit. They disappear, but with resentment. That doesn't create scarcity. That creates passive availability, and passive availability kills mystery. Missing someone requires contrast. Her mind must go from "he's there" to "why isn't he there anymore?" Without drama, without announcements. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If she's not interested, chasing confirms she made the right call. Pulling back cleanly introduces doubt. Not because you're manipulating, but because you're no longer validating her indifference. In the next chapter, I'll break down why emotional self-control triggers curiosity, and how disappearing the right way activates it without begging for attention. Stay with me. Chapter 2. The withdrawal that makes her think. Intermittent reinforcement. This is where it gets uncomfortable. What actually makes someone miss you isn't consistency. It's interruption. Psychology calls this intermittent reinforcement, the same mechanism behind addiction. In B.F. Skinner's experiments, rats pressed a lever more obsessively when rewards were unpredictable, not consistent. The uncertainty increased fixation. Now, before you panic, this is not about playing games. It's about understanding how the brain works. When your presence is steady, her brain categorizes you as background. When your presence is removed after value was established, her brain starts filling in the gap. But here's the rule most men miss. You cannot withdraw what was never felt. That's why disappearing randomly doesn't work. If you've never created emotional resonance, positive tension, a sense of grounded masculine presence, your absence won't be noticed, so the sequence matters. Presence, imprint, withdrawal. Not withdrawal first. Now let's talk about how to withdraw correctly. You don't announce it. You don't explain. You don't say "I'm pulling back." You simply redirect your energy. Your replies slow naturally. Your availability decreases organically. Your focus shifts visibly, not theatrically. And this is critical. You must genuinely reinvest in your life, because forced silence feels fake, and fake silence repels. What makes her think isn't your absence alone. It's the sense that your life continued without her. That triggers what psychologists call cognitive dissonance. Her mind asks, why does his energy feel different? Why don't I feel him reaching anymore? Did I misjudge his value? That discomfort creates curiosity, and curiosity creates thought loops. But most men sabotage this stage by checking back in too early. They feel the anxiety. They want reassurance. They break silence to ease their discomfort. And the moment you do, the spell breaks. In the next chapter, I'll show you why emotional independence is the real attraction trigger, and how women feel it even when nothing is said. This is where missing becomes inevitable. Chapter 3. Why emotional independence makes you unforgettable. Let's go deeper. A woman doesn't miss men who disappear emotionally. She misses men who remain emotionally whole without her. This is where most advice online fails. It teaches absence, but not detachment. Psychology shows that humans are drawn to people with secure attachment, individuals who are neither clingy nor avoidant. A study published in Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people with secure attachment styles are rated as more attractive, more desirable, and more emotionally grounding. Why? Because they don't need validation to function. When you stop orienting your emotional state around her reactions, something powerful happens. You become non-reactive, and non-reactivity creates perceived strength. She feels it in your tone, your timing, your presence, even without words. Here's the paradox. The less you need her interest, the more room there is for it to grow. Because neediness collapses polarity. Interest needs space. Desire needs autonomy. When she senses that you are fulfilled, structured, and emotionally stable without her, she starts questioning her initial lack of interest. Not consciously, instinctively, her nervous system reads, "This man isn't chasing approval. He isn't emotionally dependent. He's grounded." That's when missing begins, not because you left, but because you're no longer seeking permission to exist. This is why men who glow up, refocus, and go quiet often trigger late-night messages. Not because of strategy, because the energy shifted. In the next chapter, I'll break down what not to do when she starts missing you, the exact mistakes that instantly reverse attraction. Pay attention. This is where most men lose it. Chapter 4. What ruins it? The moment she starts missing you, this is the danger zone. The moment she starts to miss you, she often reaches out subtly. A reaction, a "hey stranger," a casual check-in, and most men blow it immediately. They over-respond. They reinvest too fast. They emotionally flood. Psychology calls this overcompensation. When someone tries to reclaim closeness by giving too much too soon, it signals, "I was waiting. You still control access to me." And that kills tension. The correct response isn't cold, it's calm and contained. Short replies, positive tone, no emotional unloading. You don't interrogate, you don't chase momentum, you allow her to invest. Because missing only turns into attraction when she bridges the gap. If you cross it for her, the value collapses again. In the final chapter, I'll show you how to make this permanent, so women don't just miss you once. They remember you as the standard. Chapter 5. How you become the standard, not the option. This is the end game. You don't want to be the man women miss temporarily. You want to be the man they measure others against. That comes from one thing, a life that doesn't pause for attention. You build purpose, structure, direction. Not to impress women, but because that's who you are. Psychology shows that high-status individuals are perceived as more attractive even without interaction. Anderson et al., 2012. Why? Because status signals choice, and choice creates desire. When your time is selective, your energy intentional, and your emotions regulated, women feel it. You stop trying to be missed. You stop trying to be chosen. And paradoxically, that's when it happens, because missing someone isn't about loss. It's about realizing value too late. And by then, you're already moving forward. If you're still here, this message is for you. You don't need to chase. You don't need to prove yourself. And you definitely don't need to beg for interest. The moment you stop trying to be missed is the moment you become unforgettable. Most men spend their lives trying to earn attention. High-value men remove access and let reality do the work. So here's your choice. You can keep chasing interest that never settles, or you can become the standard that makes people look back and wonder. If this video gave you clarity, not comfort, subscribe. This channel is for men who are done being optional. Comment, "I don't chase, I choose." Not for the algorithm, for the decision you're making right now. And remember this, the man who keeps moving forward is the man they always miss too late. I'll see you in the next one.